Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Toppers World. Here I am presenting a video to you about how to get at least 6 band in reading. What should we do that in order to get 6 band in IELTS exam? Getting 6 is a safer side. You may be able to get more than 6. It doesn't mean that the video will be only help you to get 6. You can get 6.5 or 7 or 7.5 depending upon your capability or caliber. But what I want to say here that what you should do, at least you should be on the safe side of getting 6 band. So usually for example, here I'm sharing one test with you. Suppose this is your exam test. You are sitting in a real exam situation. You are appearing in the exam and you got a reading test, and this test is suppose this one, Story of Silk. One thing I would like to share with you that mostly in these days the first passage is about story or history of something, history of glass, history of beer, history of tea, leather, or any kind of technology, and usually such kind of passages are easy to do. So I would recommend you that you should always start your reading from the passage 1, which is usually having lots of blanks. 7 to 8 blanks are usually there in reading passage 1, and they are easy to find out. And if you have already you should must made your mind that you will start from the first passage, not from the second or third. First is the easiest one, and quickly scan and look for the keywords. For example, here only dash were allowed to produce silk. So who were allowed produce silk? Producers of silk. Emperor's wife invented. Emperor's wife invented. So invented and emperor's wife, their keywords. Quickly go to the passage and find out the exact location of these kind of keywords. If you have already done the practice of such kind of questions, so definitely it is going to help you in your exam. Okay, after the blanks, whatever the next section of the questions, usually they are true, false, or not given. So read the statement, go to the passage, and if you one thing I forget, always read 2-3 questions in advance in case of true false, because suppose this question you're not able to find the answer and you find the next question's answer, 11's answer you find, but you're not able to find the answer of 10th question, it means that 10th is not given and 11 is true or false. So this is a trick. Otherwise students waste lot of time. For example, 10th question's answer is not given, and they keep on searching, and the whole paragraph, if it's large enough, for example this paragraph is large enough, and they will spend at least 4-5 minutes on finding first question's answer, and this is a big disaster. If you spend 5 minutes on one question, it means that you are surely going to be out of the competition. So what I mean to say that always read 2-3 questions in advance and then try to find out the answer in the passage. If you don't find the answer of first question or second question, it means that both are not given. Okay, some students have habit of reading the passage first and then questions. It's not a good strategy. You should have 2, 3, 4 questions in your mind before reading the passage. And I also have seen that some students, what they do, when they find the answer, they write on the booklet and later on they transfer. This is just a wastage of time, because you have to write the answer twice, again second time. So while transferring the answers, it may take 4-5 minutes. So first 4-5 minutes you spend on writing the answers on the booklet, and later on you spend the same amount of time on transferring. So 7-8 minutes get wasted in this way. So this is stupidity on the part of the students if they do such kind of things. Then when you see the second passage, okay, suppose I already told you that first passage is the easy one. So you should be able to finish this in 20 minutes. If somehow you're not able to do in 20 minutes, then you can add another 5 minutes, because out of 13 you should be able to get at least 11 or 12 in the first passage. If you get 11 or 12 in the first passage, then it means that you are really on within the match, or you will be able to get your dream score, that is 23 out of 40. 23 means 6 band. So if you get 11 or 12 in the first passage, and the second passage is which is usually harder, and if there are true false not given, or sentence completion type questions can be there, or list of headings can be there. So if you get list of headings, this is advantage. They are easy to do because they can be done much faster as compared to other type of questions. Or if you list of headings are not in the second one, then they might be in the third passage, or there may be questions like which paragraph contains following information. So near about strategy for both kind of tasks is almost same, and if you find them in the third passage, then you should do third passage before the second passage. This is my personal advice. Otherwise, if you don't find comfortable with the list of headings or which paragraph contains which information, then you can think about otherwise. And again, in third passage, if there are blanks, this means this is just a lottery for you, because I have seen that many students in blanks they are good. They are able to, even they are able to get 3 or 4 correct in last passage. So list of headings, blanks, total again 13 questions, and with such kind of reading or such kind of questions, usually students are able to get 7 out of 13. And in case of second passage, where suppose there are true false not given, and gap completion, if you have gap completions, they are easy to do. And if you have combined the sentences again by searching the keyword or writer's name, you can quickly go through the passage, and at least out of 4 a mediocre student can get 2 correct. And in this way you might be able to score 6 or 7 in second passage. 50-50 I'm taking. So 7 in second, 7 in third, 7 plus 7 plus 11 from the first passage. So you are on the safe side of getting 25. And suppose if you get MCQs, if they are in the first passage or in the second passage, you need not to take tension, because they are easy and they are small in size. The sentences are not long enough. However, if you get the MCQs in third, then I would advise you that you should do them in the last 1 or 2 minutes by making rough guesses. You should also learn to sacrifice the questions, because some questions are there which are very difficult, and if you spend your time on difficult questions and waste your time, this will be very, very disastrous for you, or you may lose score, as well as you may waste your time and as well as you lose your score. So I advise you that you should leave the difficult questions and make a blind guess about those questions, and focus more on those type of questions, for example blanks or true false or list of headings, so that you can comfortably get your 23 at least. Okay, if you get 23 at least by on your own efforts, and still there are 17 questions, may be possible that by guesswork you may get 5 or 6 correct out of them, and you can comfortably get 28, 29. Even those students who get 7 band or 8 band in reading, they also admit that they do some guessworks or blind guess in their reading tests, and nobody is perfect. Even the intelligent students have to do such kind of things. So I hope that your forthcoming exam you will be able to perform well and get your required band. The strategy that I have shared with you, this is really very helpful. Many students have successfully applied this strategy, and I hope that this will also work for you. Thank you.